What is going on? This your boy Randy on Edge, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how I color grade my YouTube footage. Let's get it. Alright, so I am no colorist. I am not a professional color grader. I am a professional filmmaker and I'm a videographer and all that stuff, but I won't consider myself as a colorist. I just know enough to make my footage look good for me and my client. So yeah, just want to put that out there. So for all the color grading professionals, don't come for me. This is just how I do it. But yeah, if you got some tips and tricks, reach out to me. I would love to learn, but this is just how I do it. So I use a plugin called Cinemagrade, right? I love Cinemagrade. That is my favorite plugin right now. And I'm just gonna get Cinemagrade loaded up for you. So what you do is if you don't know how to get it loaded up, it's an effect. You go to Cinemagrade, drag it into your clips. If you have a lot of clips, you drag it into all your clips and you just go to Effects Control and Open Controls. All right, so this is dope because you have all these panels here. It's a lot when you first open it. So let's start from the left. Over here is when you would input your LUT, like your conversion LUT. Like for example, you pick your camera. Now I'm shot this on the Blackmagic 6K, so the Blackmagic isn't up. So I use my Blackmagic LUT. It's actually on here. I installed it, so onedgeint TV 1. If you don't have the LUT, then download the LUT. It's for free. You can use it for shooting footage. You can use it as a preview LUT on your camera, and you can use it as a starting grade. So I designed it as a conversion LUT and a shooting LUT. The link in this, it's all in the description. You can check it out. But down here you got color charts. If you use a color chart, you can use that and stuff. So it's a lot of tools you need. But Cinemagrade, the cool thing is it's pretty much drag and you can drag the color grade. So let's start with one of my favorite features, and that is false color. You can use false color. That's a helpful tool when you're trying to get your exposure and stuff right. Down here you got your waveforms, your vector scope, and your histogram. And if you go to this arrow, I'll click this. If you go to this arrow down here, you get your different shots here. Now with this tab here, you can control the frame you want to work on. So see what frame I got. I like to have my eyes in the shot. And then over here you can control. So if you don't want to do the dragging on the screen, you can come here and control it here to get more of a fine-tuned look. So let's see, you can see it. I'm gonna do my highlight. So keep it on your highlights. Let me click on highlight up here. Oh, it moved. So can drag up on my highlights. I'm gonna click my face because I know my face is a little hot. Then I can go in my shadows around here, bring these up a little. Go to the next. If you long press, you get the different things. So you got exposure and shadows here. Long press, contrast, and pivot table. So I'm gonna boost my contrast a little. You got color over here, so color temperature and color tint and auto white balance. Now auto white balance does sometimes do a good job, but in this case it did not do a good job. So I like my white balance. If you look at my skin tone, it's doing pretty good. It's pretty solid, so I'm good with the white balance. I got the white balance right in camera. And then here's your saturation and shadow. So you can do saturation of the whole image. I can boost the saturation just a tiny bit. Don't want to be too orange, And actually my white balance is off. Actually, I look at it. So I'm looking at my waveforms here because you want your red, green, and blue to be pretty much even, give or take. And I can actually bring my greens down, or up, I mean, because yeah. So that looks pretty solid. I mean, it ain't perfect. I'm just eyeballing it. Let me bring my shadows, my highlights back down in my face. Now, I'm not really trying to, it ain't perfect. Again, it's just for the sake of this tutorial. Now over here, you got shot matching. If I have multiple shots, I will come here. Let me apply this and go back out. so I can show you all shot matching and stuff. So I have another clip here. I can add Cinemagrade to this clip. And let's open it. All right, so I have my shots down here, multiple shots down here. So let's go to shot matching, and you can see different shots. So now with these colors, is you want to group your different shots. So for example, if I wanted this to be my hero shot, and then I click all the shots that are in this same clip, like this one, or I can go green, this be my hero shot in that one, and I can color grade all my greens, whatever. But for the sake of this video, I'm about to make everything yellow and the same thing. So match shots. So what you do, go to copy correction, and you can apply it to this clip or apply it to the whole group. For the sake of this, I'm just gonna apply it, and you could just go in and actually correct on this. So let's say if I want to bring my shadows up on this, I can do that. Click my highlights, bring those down a little, and I could just match my shots, you know. Now clearly these are two different scenes or whatever, so you don't really need, I mean, yeah, it's cool. But, and then let's move on to the final stage, and this is your grading stage. Let me bring these highlights down on my face a lot more though. But now this is the stage that I like. All right, so over here you got the recent ones used. These are my recent ones that I've used over time, but this is just me experimenting. But you come over here, you can zoom in and out, so you get a real-time look of what the LUT will look like. And you just scroll through. There's so many that you can choose from straight out the gate. Now these are their looks. This is straight out the gate. I didn't buy all the extra looks in this one that I got, like 70s, all that stuff, but the ones that come with it, like midday, that looks good. I've used midday, I've used golden hour. This golden hour one looks absolutely insane. Let's try that one actually. Oh yeah, it's a little warm, but you come in, you don't never keep it at 100. So I go to about 50, 55, and that looks solid actually. I like how that look. What was that, golden hour? Let's try another one. Happy also looks good. Yeah, I like happy. I'm torn between golden hour and happy. It was another one I saw that I really liked, that really stood out to me. They have like thriller, technicolor. Let's see. Now for the Lumix, this splice complementary one looks really good with vlog for some reason, and I use that for all my vlog footage. But it was this one, the splice complementary 2, and I could just bring it in a little bit, just so I can really get that orange and teal vibe going, you know, or whatever, blue in the background. Looks pretty cool. Now on here you also have a ton of LUTs. Now these are some LUTs that I installed that I already had. So I installed my entire LUT category. The LUTs that I paid for and my own LUTs I've installed in here also. And they also come with their own LUTs too. But you can do so many different looks. Now, another cool thing is look transfer. So I already had this loaded up. I've got this clip, so you just choose your image. But I already had this image chosen. It was John Wick, so you can match, and then you can add your look transfer. Of course, you will mix it in the way you want it, and boom, that's obviously too dark. So I turn my LUT off. You can turn your LUT off and then use the look transfer, and then just bring your exposure up on it, and boom. Looks pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty dope, but we wouldn't need that. Let me turn my LUT back on and reset my exposure back to 0. And now the grading one, this is, see, I'm in group 1. So all this grading will apply on my group 1. So every clip that is in group 1, it'll apply to that clip also. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, honestly. Let me apply all grades, continue, exit. So there you go. I got my grade and all my clips, and oh. So yeah, so that is how I color correct and color grade my footage now. I use Cinemagrade. Now there's some other things I forgot to mention. Let's go back to Cinemagrade. If you go to your final grading, let's go all the way down here. See, and if you want film grain and stuff, you have to unlock it. I didn't pay for all of that. So if I want to add film grain, there's other ways I can do that. So I'm gonna vignette on Lumetri color. Maybe you could vignette on Cinemagrade, but I don't see it. So I'm just gonna do a vignette wrong way. It's too much. I like to go to extreme and then dial it back in. So just want to focus more so on the center of the frame. Now now that looks a little dramatic for a YouTube video, but I like it. To me, it looks dope. And again, I always say, like, it's all subjective. Your color grading is subjective. Just make sure that your exposure is correct, your highlights, shadows, midtones, all that stuff, and make sure your color is correct. And then you can go as far as you want as far as the creative side. Once the color correction is correct, once that is correct, then your color grading is pretty much subjective at this point. But yeah, this is pretty dope. Now make sure you're shooting, your files are like 10-bit color or 12-bit color, because if you're trying to do this on 8-bit color, you will run into some issues and you can't really push and pull your footage that far. So yeah, so that's it for this video. If this video was helpful, if you enjoyed this video, like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.